Hello there, my name is Anthony Barocas with YoloLiv, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit special. We are going to be unboxing the new VertiCam. It's not every day I get to do an unboxing video, and today we have got the brand new VertiCam. We're going to be showing you what's in the box and hooking it up to an InStream. Today, let's get started. Let's see, I have an overhead camera right here. Let's go overhead. There we go. So this is the box. It's actually a pretty big box. I mean, 2 hands big. It's a chunky box. Let's open this up right here. And inside this box is another box. Here we are with the VertiCam box. You can see it's actually split right here in the middle. So let me take this off, turn on this light a little bit. There we go. And actually this looks very nice. See, there's a little bit of cutout over here for the VertiCam. And here you can see, so here you get your RS-232, 12 volt in, HDMI out, and USB 3.0 right there. And if you're not familiar with PTZ cameras, it can pan, it can, wow, that's a really strong motor. It can tilt, and look at that. It can zoom, and that is some nice looking optics right there, and a nice lens cap. Thank you very much for the lens cap. Got some venting on the back. It's got a 1/4 thread on the bottom, with also an anti-rotation hole. It's got some rubber feet for tabletop mounting, and I am looking forward to trying this one out. Next we have the user manual and power. Let's open that up. Oh, there's more underneath. So, comes with a selection of roll-bud plugs. That one is not for me. That one looks like the US plug. Like that. Let's look at all of these. So we've got the angled plug. We've got a US plug. We have got EU plug. Got that one. I don't know how many plugs are even in here. Let's keep going. And then this tiny little power adapter here. So I am going to choose this one because that's what all my gear fits in. And you see there's a little button here. So open, and then you twist to lock. To take it back out, you push the button and it comes out. Pretty easy to figure out. And because it's notched right here, it can only go in just that one way. So it's not going to twist open, it's not going to fall out. Pretty nice. And in here also is your user manual. Mine is in English. Tells you how to mount it to the wall, mount it upside down. There's a remote. Different specifics for the cameras, dimensions, details. I'm going to leave that out for now, but I will put all of these back in the box, so I know where they are when I need them. Next up is this larger box, goes all the way to the bottom. Cables and cables. All right, looks like our USB 3. This is A to stacked USB 3. I forget what this is. This is B, I think. And so it's going to be useful for direct connection to the computer, and HDMI. We'll probably be using both of those. And this nice box is our remote, and that is it. No batteries. It takes 2 AAA batteries, so I will have to source a couple of those. Put this back in here. Put that in. Put that in. Put that in. And close up the box. And so I have to say the look and feel of the camera is quite good. On my little production table here, I have an outlet, and we're going to plug this in. So let us go back overhead. I'm going to plug this in. Lights come on in the front, standby and power. Usually they will, there you go, it's looking up. Move out of the way. There you can see it's spinning back around the other way. So it's now centered. It does that to calibrate itself if you're not used to working with PTZ cameras. They typically do, when you power them up from just being completely unpowered, they will recalibrate so they know where they are in the universe. Next, I'm going to take my HDMI. I'll plug that in here. And I am going to spin this around this way so it has something to look at. And I'm going to plug this into my in-stream, which I have right here. Let's actually squint this down a little bit so you can see my in-stream. I've got right here. I'm going to plug this in. There we go. The camera's starting to get set up right there. Oh. It would probably help if I took the lens cap off. Yep, it would. Let us go to our picture-in-picture, and you can see right here, this is the camera. I'm holding my hand in front of it, and if I hold my finger up, that is up, that is down. And to control the camera, I know you can do, this will it says there's 4 presets, 4 cameras in here, and then you can use the numeric keypad as presets. And there's your zoom controls and your position controls, and then your camera and your focusing controls. So this is really dedicated specifically to doing cameras. And if we bring that camera up on the display, I'm going to use the new CapCut. We're going to say, look at the camera, and then we're going to say, look at that, and we're going to say, flip. No, I don't want you to flip that way. I want you to flip the other way. Let's go to here, flip vertical. There we go. So now that is up. And this is my tech studio with lenses and video reel and other gear that I have. Here's the remote. You can see that this is auto-focusing, so I bring this in close. It is backwards, left to right, so let's see if we can flip horizontal as well. There we go. If I move it out of the way, zoom. Color looks good. I mean, putting something black in front of it is pretty challenging, and literally, like, it's focused on this item. And let's go to the overhead camera, and you can see I am like 2 inches. I'm about 5 centimeters in front of the lens itself, and it is having no problem focusing on something that close. And then when I move it away, it focuses on the distance. That is very cool. I am going to need to get some batteries. So with that, I'm going to get some batteries, and we're going to delve into controlling the camera and setting some presets. All right, I am back. I've got some batteries in the remote here, and we are going to do a little bit of work with the camera. What I'm going to try to do first is I'm going to try to control panning to the right, panning to the left, and I'm doing that just by doing the controls like this here. I'll move out of the way. Just go like this. So if you push a little bit, it'll turn at 1 speed. If you push and hold, it'll speed up, so you can get somewhere very quickly. And then this would be up. This would be down. There we go. And say go home. There, it centers up. That's nice. And then if we want to find something, so let's do something here. I know what I have. We're going to zoom in. I'm going to tilt up. Let me take this and make this full screen so we can see this a little better. I'm going to pan to the right a little bit. So now we can see where we are. Then we go back to the picture-in-picture. That was when I put my hand in front of it, it's trying to focus on the remote. As you can see, still it's able to pull a really clean close focus. Then if I move this out of the way, boom, it's able to pull that down. So we're going to tilt down a little bit, tilt down, tilt down, tilt down, and we're going to zoom out a little bit. And then we're going to say preset 1. And then we're going to pan to the right. We're going to say preset 2. And then I'm going to push 1. It's going to go back here. And then I'm going to push 2. And it's going to go back there. And so you can see what I'm doing. I don't know if it's going to work if I just hold this up. So I'll go overhead. And without me. So I've got them programmed on 2 different scenes. If I push 2, it's already on 2. If I push 1, it goes over to 1, where it's already been set. And if I push 2, it'll go over to 2. And as you can see, it's lighting up camera 1 when I do that, to let you know which camera it's controlling. And you can control up to 4 cameras with this. And each of those settings can be pan, tilt, and zoom, and probably focus as well, but I have it on autofocus at this point. And to show you that, we will do, that's 1 and 2, and then we'll zoom out a whole bunch, and we will pan over to me. And that really looks like this. Pan over to me. There's going to be a bit of delay from me speaking to the main camera and then me speaking to this camera into the in stream, which is then going to be rotated in put into as a second input into this program. So there's going to be a delay between the two cameras. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit preset and 3. See where it says select 3, okay? That is something to be aware of, that it's actually putting that content up in the video stream. So don't be doing your presets, don't be setting presets while that camera is active. So we'll go to 1. Boom, there it is. And zoom, tilt, rotation, focus, and very quickly, I'm going to say go back to me, ready, set, go. 2, 3. So you're seeing it happen a little bit later there, but ready, set, go. 1, 2, it's there in 2 seconds. And the way you would normally do this is you would tell the camera to do something when it is not the camera that has the shot. So it's going to go as fast as it can between one preset and the next preset. When you use a PTZ camera, it's not trying to do it smoothly as if the camera is always live. That's what a camera operator would do. A PTZ camera is what you use, like I have a wide shot, quickly get over to the next person, go back to the close-up. You know, someone else starts talking, go to the wide shot, tell it to go over there, and then you'll see here, and I say, go to me. And then when I say, go back to 1, it goes pretty fast. And that is the nature of PTZ cameras. They are not designed to be used online. So the panning and the tilting, it's happening at a fixed speed, and it goes between fast and faster. So when you tell it to pan, you can't, it's not going to ramp up smoothly and pan and then slow down smoothly as a camera operator would operate a camera. That's not the nature of PTZ cameras. What these do give you, though, is without having a person on the camera, you can use the remote and you can have 8 different presets of the audience of a show. So as the show goes on, you can say, here's what's going on in the show. You're going to want a reaction shot from the audience. You say, go to preset 8, and it's, it's there in 2 seconds. And then you cut to that shot. Yay! You cut back to the stage, and it's going to another shot. You cut back there. And it's like you have all these different camera views of the audience, but they're just presets on the remote. That's really where a PTZ camera comes into its own, is by being able to, and then you're not just limited to looking at the audience, because this thing can spin all the way around. It can spin over here, it can spin over there. I mean, let's look at the overhead, and you could have it be on one side looking at the stage. It's looking at the stage. You know what? I'm going to set preset 4 is here, and then we're going to rotate all the way around and tell it that it wants to look at a shot in the audience. And the audience is down there. And we say preset 5. And then I say go to 4. 2, 3, 4. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3. In 3 seconds, it's able to turn completely around and go from the stage to the audience. Now, most every single PTZ camera does have a limit in that it cannot turn 360 degrees. It's not continuous. It doesn't go forever. It'll stop here. And in order to get just a little bit further over here, it can't go across this line, or I should say, it can't go across this part right here. So what it needs to do is it needs to spin all the way back around to be looking over here. So you have to be aware of this back point, this 0 point in the back is basically off limits. It can't go past that point. So you always point the back of your PTZ camera to what you're pretty sure you're never going to want to see. But then it's able to point everywhere else in the room, up, down, left, right. This one doesn't look like it's going to point up and down too much. I've seen some that can point straight up to, down into the camera body itself. Let's take a look at this. You say down. So that's about it for down. And to look at it from the side, it looks like this. And then we're going to say up. And that's it for up. So you can, as you can see, there's a limit based on the design of the body, but that's still a pretty good range to be able to point up that high, and then to be able to also point down that far. So that is still very good coverage, especially in a camera that's this small. I have other PTZ heads and they are considerably larger. So this is the VertiCam, and for comparison, this is a Bird Dog P200, and you can see the size difference of these two cameras is pretty substantial, and I have to say the weight difference between these two cameras is pretty substantial. This is a beast. But as you can see, the design of this, it can point straight up. So it's designed differently. Still can't point all the way down, but it's designed to be able to point straight up. That's just part of the way he designed it. But as you can see, you still have that same limitation. You can't spin past this point. You can't get directly behind you. And if you need to go a little bit further, you literally have to go all the way around, and then you can go there. But again, you can't go past the center point there. So that's not a limitation of the YoloLiv camera. That's a limitation of PTZ cameras that you just need to be aware of. And then by the design of the head being as discrete as it is, it's only going to be able to tilt over so much this way and so much that way. But realistically, that is a pretty good range of coverage. Most of what you're going to want to cover is going to be at that height. You don't want to shoot up somebody's nose. You don't want to look down at them so much. You kind of want to have it be at face height. And if that's the case, then this camera is going to do very, very good. The zoom range is also something to be considered as well. So this is zoomed in all the way here. It has a 12x optical zoom. It's an HD camera, but with the 12x optical zoom, I can take this shot and zoom out. And you can see you're able to get pretty far back in terms of the shot that you want to get, and then you can zoom all the way back in. There you go. And in addition to this 12x zoom, it's able to do this at 1080p 60. So it's a full 60 frames per second vertical camera with that nice clean zoom. And one of the key things that you will notice when you actually try to use this, let me set this as preset 6, set 6 OK, is that when I'm trying to pan this now, and I pan to the right, and I pan to the right, and I pan to the right, it's not operating at the same speed as it operates when it's zoomed out all the way. It knows that I am really zoomed in. And so when I say pan to the left, it's not going to go all the way over. You're going to lose your shot. It's moving at this tiny little speed, as you can go up and down too. So I'm able to get very fine adjustments in my positioning when it's zoomed in all the way. And this is really important if you're trying to zoom in on tiny details. So this is very welcome to see. And on some low-end PTZs, you've seen that they don't ramp the control speeds properly. And when you try to get detailed positioning when it's zoomed in all the way, it's really, really hard because the thing is still zooming as if it's zoomed out all the way. And when it is zoomed out all the way and you say pan left, you actually do want it to go really fast because you are so wide. You're like, I don't want it to move at the same slow speed because it would take forever to change the shot when I'm super wide. No, when it's wide, I need to move here and get a different shot. I need to move there and get a different shot. So it has to move at a much faster rate of speed than when it's zoomed in all the way. Just a tiny little fraction of a difference is very large on the screen, the video that you're pulling in. So that is a key thing to be aware of, is that the speed at which it's going to pan, tilt, is going to change depending upon how far in you are zoomed. And that's a good thing. That's a very, very good thing in terms of you being able to get your presets and then say, all right, go back to 1. Boom, there, it's back at 1. Go back to 6. Boom. This is really, really impressive. And I hope you understand that these are features that you would normally find in PTZ cameras at the high end of the spectrum. So this is indeed delivering quality control, easy use, easy presetting, ease of use, super easy setup. I just plugged it in and it was ready to go as soon as it calibrated itself. And it's all in this tiny, very convenient to use vertical camera, perfect for your in-stream setup. I hope this has helped you understand the value of the new YoloLiv VertiCam. My name is Anthony Barocas for YoloLiv. Thanks for watching.